Good evening, boys and girls. Are you ready for a story? Well, this story is called Peter, the boy who broke all the rules. And before I tell you this story, I want you to think about all the rules that you have in your life, and who sets them and tells you them, and who makes sure you're following them, and how do we know that they're not broken? Because Peter broke all the rules. Once upon a time, there was a boy called Peter, and he broke all the rules. But that's because his life was full of rules, and he couldn't even breathe without banging up against one of the rules. He had rules at home, rules outside, rules at school, rules for his bedroom, rules in the restaurant and the play park. Everywhere he went, there were rules. There were rules that, if they were broken, would be quite serious. And there were rules that he broke all the time, which nobody seemed to mind. And he couldn't work out why there was a big difference. Because if a rule is a rule, surely, if it's broken, there should be the same consequences. And that brought Peter to ask a very serious question. And so one day, on a Saturday, he went to his mom at lunchtime and said, "Mom, these rules that I've got, what happens if I break them? Does that mean I've broken the rule? And so if I break a rule, who fixes it? Because it seems that even though I break the rule, it's me that has to be fixed, and I can't understand that." And somebody said that rules are made to be broken, but if they're made to be broken, how come it's the people that keep getting fixed and not the rules? Well, this was just another one of the questions that Mom couldn't answer, because mums and dads, although they seem like they know everything, they don't know much. You'll find that out when you're a bit older. And that's why we go to school and learn things, so we can find out as much as possible, so that when we have children, we can answer all their questions and make them feel better. Anyway, Mom called Dad, and Daddy had been washing the dishes. That's right, he was washing the dishes before the lunch, so they didn't have to wash too many after the lunch. And she said, "Daddy, Peter has a very good question." "What's the question?" "Well, a rule is a rule that has to be followed, right?" "Yeah." "Well, if it's broken, does that mean it needs to be fixed? Like a radio or a remote control car that's broken, it needs to be fixed." Because Peter said, "Why is it that people need to be fixed when the rule has been broken?" "Oh, that's a good question," thought Daddy. And so he went on the internet and typed into Google, "Why is it that people need to be fixed when rules are broken? And who said that rules are made to be broken? Why would you want to make something that should be broken? Surely people don't make washing machines that should be broken, or cars that should be broken. People make things that should last forever. So why don't we make rules that are good to last forever and that can't be broken?" Well, Google didn't have the answer for that. Neither did Siri or Alexa. And so Daddy had to search outside of cyberspace to find the answer. And sometimes people search for a long time for an answer, and even the answer to the question is not there physically like a telly or a sofa. It's got to be in your head, and you've got to hold it there and keep it there and think about it for a while and not let it go, or else you might lose the path to the answer. And so back to this boy, this Peter boy, who kept breaking the rules. It seemed that for him, the rules were just too much. Keep your room tidy, do your homework, go to bed at 9 p.m, brush your teeth 3 times a day, don't run in the hallways, don't chew gum, don't hit your sister, don't walk across the road without looking and go on the green lights. These rules to him, well, they were too restricting. He did learn, though, that some rules to be broken are quite dangerous, like crossing the road. You should wait until the green man is there, otherwise something serious can happen. Although running down the hallways when you're late for class or need to go to the bathroom, well, there's more urgent things like you don't want to pee in your pants, do you? Running down the halls is getting you to where you want to be a bit quicker. And so, day by day, week by week, Peter learned which rules could be broken and which rules shouldn't be broken. Even though he broke the rules, they didn't seem to change. And so he worked out by himself that rules are not like things. They're not physical things like a computer or a bike. When they're broken, they don't need to be fixed, because they can't be fixed. They can be changed or they can be bent, and some rules are there to keep you safe, and some rules are there just because everybody likes rules. And so one day, on a Sunday, as they sat down for dinner, Peter explained this to his daddy, and his mummy said, I think I've realized that there are some rules that we should have, and there are many rules that are useless. And so he started to talk about the rules that he thought that were useful in his life. And one rule was you should always stand up straight with your shoulders back. And Peter's daddy thought about that, and he listened to Peter explaining what he meant. And that's in the next story. And there'll be 12 stories about Peter and his rules. And the rule number 1 is stand up straight with your shoulders back. Until next time, the end.